G'day, welcome back to another video about Apple Music. Yes, another video about Apple Music. Probably asking why. Well, I am discovering new and exciting things and realising that as a music playback system or streamer, it is, I won't say by far, it's a bit extreme, but it definitely, I'm really enjoying it. It's bringing the excitement back to music. As I said before, my previous videos, I had it running through running through a Gusted X16 deck. That was via AirPlay or via a cable. And it just wasn't really hitting the mark via a cable. Yeah, you get the perfect lossless and high-res audio, but it's not very convenient having to run up and change the song running back, or having a long cable across the floor and doing it that way. And also via AirPlay. While I'd use our AirPlay out in a second system, more so for not so much the critical sort of music listening, perfect for that. I do realise now that it is not completely lossless, even though many YouTube reviewers, including myself, thought it was. And as people have explained to me in my comments, no, it's not. So it's not a deal breaker. It's not a big deal. Of course, it still sounds pretty good. So yeah, we'll go from there. So the reason why I got this screen up is this album here, Queensryche, Operation Mindcrime. Some of you may be familiar with it, many not. It is regarded as a bit of a classic progressive metal album. It's been very hard to find a good mix of this. It's always been known to have a dry or thin mix, not much bottom end to it or weight, I suppose you could say. I think I've had every single CD version and remastered version you can get, and still no joy at all. But Apple Music to the rescue. Bang, put it on last night. Ears opened up to it. Bang, had the weight to it. Sounded like the DVD video version, or even the VHS version they did so long ago of the Live Crime show. That had the bass and the weight to it. Which I suppose is not surprising, considering that the Apple TV is designed for movies and video, so that's why it upsamples to 2448 kilohertz. So that's exactly what this is doing, running it at that sample. So yeah, that's as I said before, it's the best I've heard. Now, stick around. Towards the end of the video, I'll discuss a cool way that I've been able to run this as a headless system. So that is to have the screen off, sit back, control fully by iPad, and completely lossless going through the Apple TV. But before that, I'll just mention that I've actually been able to get rid of a bit of gear. So at the moment, I've only got the Apple TV running through the AVR HDMI cable, power amp and speakers, and that's it. Whereas before I had the Gusted X16 DAC, that's gone out of the system altogether, and also a computer down below you can't see that runs the Roon Rock. Now, although I did really enjoy Roon, had it for over 12 months, I just find, well, Roon, there's no doubt Roon sounds great. The detail is huge. You can upsample, you can run DSD programs, you can play all your DSD music files, any music file you have. I was doing the 5.1 channel DSDs. But I find just the simplicity of the Apple TV and the sound quality, to me, is just great. Yeah, so as I said before, I don't even feel the need to listen to DSD music anymore. I know Apple TV doesn't show you the signal path and exactly what it's outputting, but I actually quite enjoy that. Of course, if you don't really know what you're getting, expectations aren't super high. But in saying that, I can guarantee you, when something is running in a lossless format on the Apple TV, or the Apple's version of lossless, I can definitely tell. My ears sort of tell me something, and then I will click on the icon and it will tell me lossy, I should say. So when I go to a lossless track, bang, it opens up and I think, yep, exactly what it is. Now, you don't find too many lossy songs or albums on Apple Music now. You might find a few obscure ones, but all in all, I've pretty much only come across the lossless versions. Also, another cool feature, if you're sort of in a dedicated home theatre room playing this, and you're sort of just kicking back, listening to 2-channel music, then all of a sudden your amplifier goes click, and then it'll just be, especially if you're doing like a random playlist, as I said, yeah, your AVR will go click, go into Dolby Atmos, and bang, you've got a Dolby Atmos track going. And then sometimes, but as I said before, they can really take you by surprise and sound fantastic, or other times not so good. And then it goes, next song comes on, it goes back to a Apple Digital Master, lossless, and boom, sounds heaps better. So anyway, without further ado, we'll go on and show you this system. So go on my YouTube running through the Apple TV, just to show you some of the hi-fi reviewers that have talked about the Apple Music. This one being Darko Audio, or John Darko, by far my favourite reviewer on YouTube. He's just an absolute legend. Really talks about hi-fi and high-end hi-fi in a real simple terms. So he's been discussing Apple Music of late. I think it was this video where he was suggesting gotcha moments, which I do agree with. It can be very difficult to get a lossy high-res music files to be able to play back easily. You've got to have different types of cables and different headphones and this and that, blah 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 blah. But what I found, which I hope John actually tries it for himself, so I think he'll be surprised. Maybe he can't, because I don't think he's a real big into home theatre, so he probably doesn't have an AVR, because you need the HDMI that's coming out from the Apple TV, or if there is a HDMI DAC on the market, I'm sure there are a couple of them, although I would dare say they would be pretty expensive. So anyway, what we do here, so we'll go back to Apple Music. Which you don't really have to, but we'll just go back on Apple Music. And so library there, for example. So I'll fire up my Apple Music on my iPad, which you can see here. And it doesn't mirror the screen or anything like that, so you can pick any song you want. So for example, I'll just pick this one. I'll go back, just press play. So that's playing now. So if you can hear it on my iPad. So if you go into AirPlay, now don't panic, it's not AirPlaying. What you do now is select Home Cinema, which is my Apple TV. That's what it's named. So press that. Sound goes quiet on the iPad. Now we should be playing through the speakers here. So I'll just turn it up quickly, just to prove it. So that's that song there. So now to get a headless, they have no video whatsoever. We'll turn the projector off. Now this just may pause for a moment because it's the HDMI thing talking to it. So all you do then is just press play again and away you go. But in the future I've got a Logitech remote control which I will set up so it just turns on my AVR Apple TV and that's it. So press play again. So now screen off, it's playing through the Apple TV, not through an AirPlay system, it's just pretty much controlling the Apple TV playing into the AVR. So we'll turn that up again just to prove it's playing. So you've got full control, pause, play. And you can't control the volume, of course, because that's why you can tell us not AirPlay, for example. So yeah, I think this is a really good system or approach to playing Apple Music on your home system without having the screen on, without using AirPlay, and getting the full lossless resolution. So yeah, I hope that little tip was handy. Yeah, please subscribe to my video if you like it. Leave some comments below, and we'll see you next time. Catch you later.